Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy, back again with my fan cam. Now, I've decided to change my fan cam to more of to look at a tactical view, and that's how we shall do it all the games. Not really so tactical, not really very intensive in terms of tactics. But what I want to do is I want to react to games. I want to talk about games while I look at the board and try to highlight some of the areas where we were strong and some of the areas where we were weak. Smash the like button. Do subscribe to the channel as well. We are gonna look at Chelsea 2, Arsenal 1. What went wrong? And we shall have this video every game. What went wrong, or how did we actually get it right? So when we win it, it will be how did we get it right. When we lose it, it will be what went wrong. If we draw it, it will be what went wrong. So make sure you watch out for the game reaction. It's always live exactly after the game, and this will be my fan cam. What went wrong or what went the right way. So people, let's get into it. I'm a little bit worried. I'm absolutely worried, and the reason as to why I'm worried is the strongest part of Arsenal under Mikel Arteta is the defensive line. I think many people will agree with me that ever since Mikel actually joined Arsenal, we've had some improvement in terms of how we defend the ball, and also in terms of how we make it difficult for the opponent to actually get to our back line and also concede. But in this game, we were very liable. We were very sloppy. We were very bad defensively. Now, for me, that doesn't really mean that we become the worst defensive side. I think still this area is the strongest in Arsenal at the moment. When you have players like Gabriel, players like Ben White, players like Ban Leno, and Kian Tierney. We'll get into Ban Leno in a minute, but I still think with those players at the moment, this area still remains as the best area in the Arsenal side. Obviously, you talk about if you talk about the attack, if we zero down this area, I don't think we have enough quality. I don't think we have enough quality in this area. You have Aubameyang, who has shut off. You have Alexander Lacazette, who is so inconsistent. You have Emile Smith, who is trying to find himself to that level where he should be. You have the likes of Nicolas Pepe, who are just finding their foot again. In the midfield, it is empty. Now look here. This one is absolutely empty, and I think this is what we saw in this Chelsea game. This is exactly what happened in that game. Exactly that. Chelsea used every weakness Arsenal had, and they absolutely exploited us. We played in a 4-2-3-1, which is a more comfortable formation for Arsenal. We used it last season. We used it for until the end of this last season, and it was well, and it was actually okay. But I'm a little bit frightened. I'm a little bit concerned with the way we defended the ball, and the mistakes and the continuous mistakes Leno keeps on making, game in, game out. I don't know why his ball distribution is actually very poor, very poor. Because look, whenever Leno tries to supply the ball off his feet, in any direction, he's gonna make a mistake. He's gonna commit something wrong. He's gonna make a wrong decision. It's proving to be very difficult for Ban Leno to play out from the back. Last season we said, maybe this, maybe that, but it seems it is his problem. He wants to be a simple goalkeeper who gets the ball and pumps it forward. And with Mikel now insisting that we have to play right from the back, it's not gonna be so easy. It really does. It's not really gonna be easy. And the problem with that is your players like Granit Xhaka, who is supposed to receive this ball around here. In this case, it was Mohamed El Neni trying to receive the ball from Ban Leno, and Leno is and Lenny is not good enough. Because if you receive the ball in this area, you either got to progress it forward, simply, or make a pass without even turning to any of those directions, or fall back to your goalkeeper. Now we don't have midfielders that are actually confident of that. We don't have midfielders that are okay with playing right from the back. It is Albert Samuel Lokonga you would think about. It is Thomas Partey you would think about. But Granit Xhaka, Mohamed Elneny, they are not the quality. So my video, I've named it, we need more signings. We absolutely need more signings. Hector Bellerin in this area, cost us a goal because he was trying to fall back to Granit Xhaka, and he clearly makes a pass that is without having much pressure. He gives away the ball, and Arsenal obviously concede from Tammy Abraham, from Tammy Abraham's shot. Right. So I think we need an upgrade as soon as possible. We need to upgrade this team before we enter the season. Hakimi in this area, not good enough. Personally, I didn't see him travel a lot in front. I didn't see him create threats in front like a fullback should do, like a modern fullback should do. And basically, if you think about it, how many times did he actually defend well? I also don't remember that. So with Hector Bellerin, I think Arsenal need to make a decision. He needs to go. You need to bring in a better, serious right back. No questions about that. It's a concern. It's a big concern. But I think the bigger concern, Arsenal's bigger concern, actually lies deep down in this area. Right here. That is where our problem now is. That is where our deepest concern is. Xhaka and Partey, I don't think Partey is going to start the season. He picked up an injury. And it seems those are the injuries that have been disturbing him throughout the season last season. So maybe he might not be reliable. Maybe he might be reliable. We've got to wait and see. But who plays with Thomas Partey? This area, if you look at the first goal we conceded, the midfield is completely anonymous. It doesn't exist. There's a big hole. There's a very, very big gap. There's a very big vacuum in this area. Arsenal have got to bring in a player who either plays with Partey around here, or bring in Thomas Partey as your box to box and play and get in a CDM. It's we've got to become serious. Honestly, we've got to become more serious. So that midfield area is absolutely empty, and we knew that from last season. It was our problem. Xhaka, Partey always injured. You have Mohamed Elneny. That has always been our problem, and we need to address it before the window closes. Emil Smith-Rowe is a very good number 10. I don't have problems with him. Very good number 10. But honestly, if we're gonna be very, very real, Smith-Rowe in this area, you need to get in someone who has better experience. We need to have someone who's going to play in this area with better experience and let Emil Smith-Rowe take off the pressure. That is, truth to be told, Smith-Rowe doesn't need the pressure. I think what we need to do is get in either Maddison, get in either whoever can play in this area. And that's why I said I would rather take Maddison rather than Martinez, because with James Maddison, you're bringing in a specialist of this area. You're bringing in someone who is a specialist in this area, and that's what we want at Arsenal. That is what we are trying to create. We want someone who can, who can make, who can create some traffic in these areas, and that's James Maddison for you. Emil Smith-Rowe is a very good player, and I would love him to get a lot of minutes, but we need urgency. We need someone who can actually create that impact. James Maddison would be the player. Will Arsenal go for him? It's a big question. But I also think we need to get in a number 10 before the season starts. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm telling you, ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So obviously on the forward line, I don't think Arsenal will sign in anyone. I don't think we'll sign in anyone on that forward line. I reckon we won't sign in anyone. But what Arsenal need to do is fill that midfield, get in some midfielders, and try to fix the right back situation. I don't know whether Len is gonna be. I don't know whether Len is gonna be, a better goalkeeper next season. I'm not really sure, but we've got to, because if you look at what actually Chelsea did is, they brought in. Of course, you had Kai Havertz there, you had Timo Werner around there as well, and they also had Timo Werner around there, and Ziyech around there. So what they did really was, they just dominated this midfield, the likes of N'Golo Conte. They just dominated the midfield. They made us bow to them. That is something you don't want next season. That is something I don't want to see next season. So, and for me, it comes with the impact of El Neni, the impact of Xhaka not being good enough. And of course, the other problem that I think that I saw in that game, of course, Aubameyang's finishing was absolutely awful, missing sitters and sitters and sitters. But the other thing we've got to talk about seriously is the fact that we actually don't create enough. We don't create enough. Getting the ball to to these men up front is still a big problem, especially creating decent chances. It's still a very big problem, and we saw that in the Chelsea game. So if there is anything you saw that I didn't see in that game, make sure that you let me know in the comments below, and I'll speak to you very soon.